the first light of dawn gently touches the rescue sanctuary, casting a soft, golden glow across the landscape. Inside the quiet, secluded intensive care enclosure, a deeply important morning routine is about to begin. Our patient today is a changeable Hawk-Eagle, an apex predator known for its immense power and pride. A few weeks ago, this magnificent bird of prey was brought to us in a truly heartbreaking state. He had suffered a severe, debilitating injury to his left wing, leaving him completely grounded and vulnerable. The wing bones were fractured, the surrounding feathers were torn, and he was in profound physical shock. In those early critical days, his sharp amber eyes were clouded with immense pain and deep distress. Wild raptors possess an intense, fiery spirit, but trauma can cause them to lose their will to survive. He refused all food and kept his body tightly compressed, defensive and fearful of every sound. Our primary medical objective was to stabilize him immediately and eliminate any unnecessary stress. Every single day of rehabilitation must begin with absolute stillness and patient, distant observation. We must approach his specialized treatment area with incredibly slow, deliberate, and predictable movements. Raptors are highly sensitive to human presence, and sudden movements can trigger an unhealthy panic response. We first take several minutes to evaluate his resting posture, breathing rate, and overall mental alertness. This morning, there is a very subtle but deeply encouraging change in how he carries himself. Instead of leaning heavily against the corner wall, he is sitting slightly more upright on his low perch. His low, padded recovery perch is designed specifically to protect his feet and prevent further injury. Seeing him hold his head up higher is the first beautiful sign that he is feeling better today. The injured wing is currently secured in a specialized, protective medical wrap to keep it fully immobilized. This critical bandage prevents the fractured bone fragments from shifting and causing internal tissue damage. Now, we must begin the most delicate and nerve-wracking part of the morning, administering daily medication. We carefully prepare a precise dose of anti-inflammatory medication along with highly targeted antibiotics. To avoid catching and restraining him physically, which causes massive stress, we use a clever method. We conceal the liquid medication inside a tiny, easily digestible piece of fresh meat. During the first week of his stay, his lack of appetite forced us to safely tube feed him nutrients. But day by day, his natural, resilient hunter's spirit has slowly and beautifully reawakened. He looks down at the medicated morsel presented on the feeding board with keen, focused attention. With a quick flick of his head, he swallows it whole, ensuring his healing therapies are working. This seamless process means his stress levels remain low, allowing his body to focus entirely on healing. Medical management of wild eagles requires a profound understanding of their unique psychology and biology. Next, we conduct a careful, visual examination of the affected area to monitor tissue regeneration. The severe swelling around the wing joint has dropped significantly over the past 48 hours. The surrounding skin, which was initially dark purple and bruised, is returning to a healthy tone. Using a very gentle, specialized spray, we apply a mild antiseptic solution to the healing wound. He stands perfectly still, tracking our every hand movement with his piercing, deep amber eyes. The heavy lethargy that completely dominated his demeanor last week is officially beginning to lift. Instead of weakly dropping his head in submission, he follows us with proud, regal curiosity. It is an incredibly rewarding experience for our rescue team to watch this daily visual transformation. Every tiny improvement brings us immense hope that he will one day reclaim his rightful sky. Progress is slow, but consistency and a calm environment are the keys to wildlife rehabilitation success. A foundational pillar of his long-term recovery is proper, species-appropriate, and high-quality nutrition. In their natural wild habitats, changeable hawk-eagles are incredibly versatile and successful apex hunters. Their diverse diet primarily consists of small forest mammals, woodland birds, and various reptiles. To stimulate his natural, deeply ingrained predatory instincts, we intentionally vary his meals every day. Providing food that mirrors what he eats in the wild keeps his mind active and sharp. Today, our team has prepared an exceptional and highly nutritious meal for him, a fresh snake. Reptiles are packed with essential vitamins, calcium, and proteins that are vital for his bone repair. The natural nutrients found in snake tissue will directly accelerate the knitting of his fractured wing bones. It also helps him rebuild the physical strength he lost during his weeks of severe illness. Properly feeding an injured eagle is just as critical as any medicine we could ever provide. As the heavy wooden enclosure door slides open with a soft murmur, his entire body instantly tenses. The prominent feathers of his crest rise sharply on his head, a spectacular display of his mood. This feather display indicates that he is alert, focused, and ready to engage with his environment. We use long, stainless steel feeding tongs to carefully present the fresh snake directly to him. He looks down intently at the offering, his powerful hunting instincts locking onto the target. With a remarkably swift, explosive, and precise downward motion, his right talon strikes hard. He pins the snake firmly against the thick, textured wooden perch beneath his massive yellow feet. Even with his left wing heavily bound and completely unusable, his balance and accuracy remain flawless. He automatically adjusts his body weight, utilizing his strong right leg to secure his prize. Seeing this display of raw power confirms that his core physical mechanics are still perfectly intact. He hooks his sharply curved, razor-black beak into the food, tearing it apart cleanly and efficiently. Watching him consume his food with such immense vigor and focus brings overwhelming relief to us. An eagle that eats with this level of raw enthusiasm possesses an incredibly strong will to live. He consumes the snake methodically, throwing his head back to swallow large portions piece by piece. In the wild, this eating behavior ensures they digest their food quickly before competitors arrive. Every single bite he takes feeds the complex biological processes required to regenerate his body. The pure proteins are broken down, sending vital resources straight to the fractured wing site. It also generates the metabolic heat necessary to support his hard-working internal immune system. Within minutes, the meal is completely finished, leaving him visibly satisfied and noticeably energized. A well-fed raptor is a content raptor, and contentment is an absolute prerequisite for physical healing. Immediately after finishing his meal, he begins to enthusiastically wipe his beak clean against the perch. This specific grooming behavior, known as fiaking, is a wonderful sign of a recovering bird. Healthy, unstressed eagles feak after every meal to maintain their beak shape and hygiene. He then stands tall, carefully adjusting his center of gravity on his two robust, scale-covered legs. The dark, intricate plumage across his back looks sleek, surprisingly glossy, and healthy today. We notice him subtly and intentionally shifting the weight of his injured left wing up and down. He is testing his internal strength, attempting micro-movements without showing any visible signs of pain. This crucial milestone strongly indicates that his critical nerve pathways remain fully intact and healthy. It proves that the blood supply to the wing tip is flowing beautifully, encouraging muscle recovery. Witnessing these tiny, calculated movements gives our medical team immense professional satisfaction. However, we must strictly maintain this fragile, careful balance of rest and mild physical stimulation. Allowing him to overexercise too early could easily disrupt the delicate process of bone knitting. If the bone mends crookedly, he will never be able to fly effectively or hunt ever again. Therefore, for the next several weeks, his world must remain small, intensely safe, and predictable. Tomorrow morning, our veterinary team will completely remove the current bandage for a formal checkup. We fully expect to see excellent structural stability and advanced deep tissue healing under the wrap. If his physical progress continues along this ideal trajectory, he will soon graduate to a larger aviary. In a larger flight aviary, he can safely begin the monumental task of rebuilding his withered chest muscles. Flight muscles atrophy quickly during confinement, requiring dedicated physical therapy to restore. But today we step back and quietly celebrate this massive milestone of a wildly successful meal. The fierce, proud Changeable Hawk-Eagle spirit remains completely unbroken beneath those quiet feathers. He stands as a breathtaking testament to the sheer resilience and survival drive of wild creatures. He rests peacefully now, gently closing his eyes as the warm afternoon heat slowly blankets the room. The quiet environment allows his body to channel all its energy back into the cellular healing process. Our team will continue to watch over him, providing the exact care, security, and food he needs. Rehabilitation is a long, arduous marathon, but days like today make every effort entirely worth it. With patience, professional expertise, and time, we are confident his wings will unfold once more. We look forward to the day when we can open the release gates and watch him soar away. But for now, step by step, day by day, he steadily edges closer to the vast, open sky,